my very first day.
Call the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. Know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you. Coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, this is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Wednesday, August 19th. We've got daytime baseball here on a Wednesday, 5-day on getaway day, and we've got a couple of WNBA games tonight as well, and a full slate of Major League Baseball for the day. So, almost time to get into some more football, but we've got baseball again here today to worry about. Preview the games here on the show on the Morning Steam here on the new Sports Money Network. Hope you enjoyed last night with the UFC. We didn't have the companion stream. I guess we don't have the companion stream here. Well, I guess that's the way it is here. But how about some of those fights last night with the Contender Series? 6 contracts were awarded. Afterwards, Dana White said that in the 10 years of Dana White Contender Series, that graduating fighters, those who have received contracts, have made over $235 million in their careers, an average of $600,000 per fighter. But we know that because of the top-heavy nature of the, some of the champions and what they've made, that more roughly, it probably comes out to about an average fighter, a median earned income of 150 to 300,000. Yes, there are some guys who have made it big and probably reaped in, over $1 million themselves, if not more. But if you kind of weigh it down a little bit and take the equation out of those super fighters, if you will, that have made it to, because yes, there is a chance that you could be that next guy, but you're probably going to fall more in the line of, I made it to the UFC, I won some fights, I lost some fights, and made X amount of dollars, probably a minimum of $150,000 in your career with the UFC. So I don't know if it's something to totally, hang your hat on. Hey, it's good money, especially if you can win some fights and balance your career out and extend your career and have many fights. I think you can make $350,000 in, just a few years. So that's a good gig if you can get it. And 6 guys got contracts, not 5, including Roman Puga, the winner there of the first fight. And both guys got the contract there. Tanner Tremblay of St. Cloud, Minnesota, also there. Alec Lorenz beat Muhammad Ali for the contract. Also, Christian Perez, maybe the best looking fighter of the group, won with that lightweight bout there. And also, Trent Miller pulled off the big upset over Douglas Rodriguez to get the contract, and Kike Brito as an underdog over Basel yesterday to get the contract there at the Dana White Contender Series. Now, you can check out for this week's fights with BB MMA Picks. We have previews for this week's fight card here, up, ready, and available underneath the live tab. This week, UFC Fight Night Sacramento at the Golden One Center. Middleweights here, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez and Gregory Robocop Rodriguez, 2 fan favorites here, but Fluffy's the home team. He's from Dunnigan, California, so this one's in Sacramento, and he goes up here against Rodriguez, top 10 contenders here in the middleweight division. Hernandez had his 8-fight win streak stopped by Strickland last time out. No problem with that, even though he was a favorite in that fight. Don't know how now, looking back on it, right? But for Gregory Rodriguez here, he comes in, he's won 3 straight, including a win over Bruno Ferreira back in March, got the performance bonus. So maybe he's had a lighter schedule, but these are both top 10 middleweights. And you can check it out over at BB MMA Picks. Preview the fight card here for this week. All right. Thanks for joining me here on the show. We're going to maybe do a quick recap of the Major League action here from Tuesday night and then roll into the show. And we saw some crazy results there. How about the performance there of the Milwaukee Brewers with their record-setting 22-0 victory over Seattle? We had the run line here, by the way. Make no mistake on the Milwaukee Brewers. We said lay 21.5. Well, we said lay 1.5 anyway, and they got it done pretty easily there for the win. And picked up some more winners here along the way as well on Tuesday's card. Yankees beat the Orioles 3-1 for a morning steam winner with Rodon here. Looks like, the Red Sox or the Orioles were hot and the Yankees were not. But the Yankees came into Baltimore, and all of a sudden the Yankees have won the first 2 games of the series and go again today. Cleveland were able to crush San Francisco. No contest. Morning steam winner, you better believe it. We had the Guardians here on the run line yesterday. The wins kept it coming. Pittsburgh over Detroit 4-1. In that one, we had that under there in the first 5 in that one, but I think that was a push, actually. I think it was 8, and we had it at 4, so I'm going to actually put a win there, but I don't think it was 4.5. I think we took 4 in that one. So Toronto crushed Tampa Bay. Now, I know we didn't hit it there necessarily with that one, as Martinez got kind of beat up there in that one, and Toronto went on for the victory there. Also was St. Louis blanking the Reds 3-0 behind Leahy. That was a morning steam winner yesterday. We were on Leahy here in that one, as they were able to win over the Reds. Mason Wynn hit a home run in that one. The Cards have won 11 of 16. Phillies beat the Marlins 6-4 for the victory there for the Phils. And we had the winner there on the over in the morning steam show, as it was Alec Baum with an RBI single and an RBI double. The Phillies bats are hot, and they've won 12 of 17. Boston was able to rout Arizona. That was, I know we went down in that one. We were kind of saying too high of a price, but Boston crushed them 9-4 there, as the Red Sox were able to smash, and Adley Rutschman, a 2-run single and a home run there for Boston. Padres beat the Mets behind Fernando Tatis Jr.'s superstar performance. He hit a home run to start the game, and then he robbed a grand slam in the bottom of the first inning to set the tone as the Padres went on to the victory over the Mets by the score of 5-2. They also hit a 2-run home run to right in the fifth. So 2 home runs for him. Machado hit a home run. Robbie Ray, 6 innings, 1 run allowed. It would have been 5, but it wasn't. It was 1. Because of the home run robbery there. Kansas City over the Athletics, 4-3 yesterday. Another morning steam winner. We had the Royals here in that one, so hopefully you were on board with us here, or I was on board with you guys. Minnesota did beat the Braves 4-1. Now, I know that wasn't a winner. We had the Braves in that one, but Texas shut out Washington 5-0. That was a morning steam winner on the run line there for Texas. Yeah, we laid it with the plus money in that one. So another good one there for us is Texas. Able to get the win. Foscue had a home run and a bases loaded walk for Washington in that one. Also, the Cubs walked it off against the White Sox. Now, we didn't have that one because we laid the run line with the Cubs here on the show, but they were able to get the win 4-3. And also, it was Angels over Houston, 3-1. There. We didn't have that one. In fact, I had a premium pick. The premiums, the sports money premiums did not fare too well yesterday. We will say that. Also, the Dodgers only 7-6 over the Rockies. Well, we had that run line here on the or we had the over yesterday on the show actually to get the win. We had another win there. So pretty good day. Also, we had Connecticut in the WNBA over LA. Yesterday, the under streaks did end in the WNBA. The unders were 2 wins, 1 loss, and probably one. I'll conservatively say that one game was a push. However, it is quite possible that most people got it under by at least a half a run. So still probably here right now, it's either 18-1 in the last 19 or 17-1-1 to the under in the last 19. Depends, I guess, how you want to look at it. But the unders, they're still kind of continuing here. We are seeing a little bit of a move right now in the WNBA in Toronto, Washington over. I'm showing some steam coming in here right now as the game has gone to 170.5 here currently. Just getting some movement here in that one between the Tempo and the Mystics. The Tempo are playing a back-to-back here tonight. They did cover last night against Indiana in that game at home. We had the premium pick winner, at least with Chicago there yesterday over the Liberty. We got that one right. We did push, I think, on the total at 179. So, okay. And Atlanta also beat Las Vegas. They're in a little bit of an upset. Okay. Let me set everything up, get proper here. And then we'll get going with our coverage here today. Let me say hello to the folks in the chat as we get rolling here. You can get more picks from me today when you go over to winnable.com/Ramon. Get my premium picks over at winnable.com. I'll send more picks out here. Right now, you can get the 2-3 zone over there with my free package. Subscribe for free over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get my extra picks every day, my top sports money premium plays here. Subscribe over at winnable.com/Ramon. If you want, you can get the premium picks in there, save 20% off those premium pick packages. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to have a giveaway here, if I don't forget, like I do every day, to give away 1 month worth of plays here. It's a $20 value. All you have to do is comment in the chat and say hello, and you'll be eligible for that drawing. Okay, let's say hello to the folks in the chat. We got quite a few of you here waiting. It's going to be Blake M. Good morning to Blake today. Cash Kane is here as well. And here is Bobby Mack. He's getting to work here. And we're in the right place here. Robert's changing the oil, I think. And hello to Ryan Muller as well joining us today. Hey everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the 17,000 subscriber powerhouse. Hello to AOD, the bet's gonna cover, the bet's gonna cash. Hello to Nick Handy joining us here today. Man, we need Nick to run that Tuesday night stream, I think, there. He's got Caboli here ready to go with some tennis action today for early start here against the man. But he likes Caboli here over the hot youngster Jodar. Hello to Peasy there. I wonder who wrote that song. Peasy, I want to take a moment to apologize for how the song has been mangled here, though. In the transition over here to the new channel, it was uploaded for me, and I don't know. I got to get back to the full version, I think, to be respectful to Peasy's great song we have here. Philly Eagle Flyers sending us, man, he's got the gold coin. He's got the Philly Eagle, and look at this, chili hiding. I don't even know what these words mean, but I think we got some of these jewels and some gold coin. I don't know what's going on here, but I love it. All right, we did have a good solid card here on the show. Trevor, good morning. And Mikey had a big one there, $7. So good job, Woke his Joke. And Mikey, too, have a big winner on the parlay scene there, 7-1 yesterday. Wow. All right, let's get to Major League Baseball here for a Wednesday. Like I said, we do have day games here to worry about, and they get underway pretty early here, 12:35 Eastern and 9:35 Pacific. I used to call it the transistor radio special. I'd go into class, and we think about the earpiece. You put it in the earpiece there, right? Like you did back in the day, like you do nowadays. And I used to have, it looked more like I don't even want to describe what it looked like, but the way the earpieces were back in the day, and you'd have the little transistor radio where you dial the station in on your radio, and I'd listen to the Padre game in class with it coming right up my jacket, and the wire would be right there, and the teacher would never know. And I was only 8 years old, but I had it down pat back then. Hello to Nunya there. Says, oh man, Alvin Kamara's out already? Oh, jeez. And good to see Nunya in there. Okay, let's get a move on. Kind of messed up my ear there doing that imitation. Okay, here we go. Let's get ready and go to the action here for our early starts today. We've got the Tigers taking on the Buccos here in this one. And look at Paul Skeens. He's up here as a $1.60 favorite, like he's the next coming. The way these Pirates are going, I don't know if I trust him at this kind of price. Jackson Jobe goes for the Tigers. You wonder where Jobe has been most of this season, right? Because they've needed him here of late after the trades and everything. What took him so long to get here? He hasn't been too good so far since he's been up. So maybe there's some reason. Maybe he wasn't going to be all that this season. So Jobe, 6.23 ERA, 1.38 WHIP. Got me get into this one, 286 batting average against, and a 320 BABIP for Skeens. Solid numbers, but a 9-11 record doesn't get the best run support, and at $1.60, I don't know if I'd be too interested in Paul Skeens here. Detroit, though, has been losing. And Pittsburgh, well, they've won a few games here. They won yesterday 4-1. They did well in that Boston series. Maybe they're just a little bit better at home here, but man, am I really going to trust? Ooh, at this price here, $1.60 right now. Pittsburgh, they are very solid. At well, not solid at home, but uh, Detroit 21-27 as an underdog. They're not great as a road dog. Pittsburgh has been a massive over at home this season. I mean, one of the most solid overs you're going to get at 42-22 to the over here. So I'm going over in this one with uh, Job and Skeens here. Like I said, I mean, not only 42-22 to the over at home, but they're over in 6 of their last 9 games overall, and they're 41-25 to the over as a favorite, and Paul Skeens is 16-9 to the over as well. So I've got to go with the over in this one on the morning steam. I'm going to take over 8 runs with the Tigers and the Pirates here today. All right. Nunya said he's got the 27.5 points there. What game is that? Hello to Sharon Moore there in the chat. Good to see him in there. And Nunya says, how about UAB to upset Illinois? I sure hope so, because one of my favorite guys in all of sports is on that UAB coaching staff. So I love UAB, and my man Danny Mitchell of the Blazers there. Chris Mortenson's son. I know Nunya knows this, but Chris Mortenson's son is the head coach of the UAB Blazers, but my man Danny Mitchell, he's kind of a bit of a coordinator with the team. I don't know what his role is this year. He's pretty terrific, but he's quarterback's coach this season, so that's pretty good. But you got Alex Mortensen as the head coach of UAB. So, look, I was bummed that I thought Trent Dilfer, look, it didn't work out. I get that. I don't know if going to Mortensen was a dramatic improvement or not, but I think if they would have I guess Dilfer had it long enough to get it done. But like I said, my man Mitchell was retained by Mortensen. Of course, it was a mid-season firing, if I'm not mistaken, when Dilfer Morton's been there now for a season. So, but I'm a pretty big fan of UAB. All right, Terrell says he likes Detroit's team total over. Bobby Mack says Pirates first 5. How about Skeens to get over in his K-prop today? And he says, there you go. And hey, my man Mitchell can really design up some stuff there. He's a quarterback's coach, but all right. Terrell says Job is humble because of the Job from the Bible. And Nine Legacy says Pirates run line. One of my favorite things was always to come home from Sunday school, stop at Winchell's Donuts, get some rainbow sprinkles and some juice, and watch the Dodgers in the morning right after church. That's going back. All right. And UAB's getting the money in there. They're getting the money. They did build. I think they have a new scoreboard in the last year or two, though. That's really awesome. Or what is it that they got? Mitchell was telling me about it. Let me see if I got. Well, I don't want to keep you waiting. I've definitely I've interviewed Mr. Mitchell many times. Just one of those guys that just you'll wake up and run through a wall for. Okay, let's keep it moving, though. We're going to the Padre game today, taking on the Mets. Padres got the win, stopping that Mets winning streak, and now they've gone with Robert Stock, whose numbers haven't been too good. 6.57 ERA, 1.86 whip, and Michael King, the best of the Padres pitchers, I think, for the most part here. So it's probably a good matchup for the Padres, even as a favorite. It has gone up here to $1.35 or so. So might be a little bit dicey here at that price, but I don't know of stock here, especially the Padres playing some long ball yesterday. Tatis looking sharp here right now. So let's see what you've got here with these two anyway, because it does feel like the Padres are on a little bit of a roll here. And, they're trying to separate themselves from this group of teams in the wild card chase, and that's where we're at right now. I mean, it's definitely going to be kind of a run here to the third wild card in the National League, because it feels like the Cubs and the Phillies are, kind of good to go here right now behind the Brewers, and you're going to need one other team, and well, the Padres are going to be in a battle. King hasn't been lights out necessarily, but last three games, a 3.71 ERA, a 250 batting average against. The Mets offense did look okay there when they were winning some games, but over the last week, they're back to the bottom 10, back where they've been most of the season. They have been improving against right-handers here a little bit. Stock has made 3 major league starts this season, a little bit inconsistent. He did give up 8 earned runs against the Pirates 2 games ago, but in the other 2 games, he was sharp against the Marlins and the Nationals. So, limited sample size of right-handers here, 313 batting average. And the Padres, they are pretty much a right-handed type of batting order. That should be a little bit of a problem there for a guy like Stock. You got Manny, you've got Ty France, you've got Tatis in there, all from the right side. So, all right, let's see what you have, though, in this one with the Padres and the Mets here today. Go to the chat and see what you have. Okay, here we go. And then this is all the Chargers. That was so old, right? Right? Winchell's donut, but no one makes that old rainbow sprinkle like it was at Winchell's. I mean, I know people still try to make it, but you got to have that frosting that is kind of the clear white, and then you put the sprinkles on it. Nowadays, they have it too cakey white with the icing. Okay, and that's not how you want it. Okay, I take it from an expert here. Cash King is on the under, and Woka's joke, he had those powdered donuts, all right. But I don't know if we should have covered this as like a headline or a breaking story, because I was actually taking my nap a few hours ago, and I might not wake up in the middle of the night here when I'm on my nap when the message goes off from somebody, or a BC or something. But when that doo goes off, I wake up immediately and look at it, and it told me that Kyrgios has been suspended for doing blow. Why are you penalized for doing blow on the tennis tour? You'd think, okay, I get it. A team sport, you probably shouldn't do that. You're jeopardizing the other players around you, and you're paid to perform right by a team. In tennis, you got to go out and win those tournaments. Now, you might have some sponsorship deals that doesn't look good, but what is it? Is it an enhancement drug? Why would you get suspended in an individual sport for? I don't want to be flippant. I am being flippant, but it is kind of. But if anybody was going to get, I want him to come out and say, "You don't think I can't do a curious voice, but I can. You don't think I can get out here and play tennis on blow? Do you?" Sounds like more England accent, but it's probably like a performance enhancing drug to a guy like Kyrgios. We probably could, I don't know, maybe he's been on coke before. That's why he gets all weird like he does out on the court. All right, enough of that, though. But that probably is kind of the headline this morning in World of Sports, even though Kyrgios is far from far from a top player. These never made it. It's incidents like these, right? For Kyrgios, that's always kind of kept his career down. Stupid stuff. Okay, it's all Padres in the chat. Look at all of it, man. How do you not go with the Padres? Everyone's on the Padres. All right, Anunya loves ECU there over Alabama. Oh no, he's laying it. He's laying it. Nick's cocaine's a hell of a drug. So, yeah, I mean, Nick Kyrgios, I mean, you'd think for him it's like a breakfast. I would maybe, right? All right. I'm going to go with the under here with the Padres and the Mets. I got to go under in this one with the Padres and the Mets here on the Morning Steam Show. You guys are all over the Padres. No need for me to take more Padres. Everyone's on the Padres in the chat, so that's fair. I might like them too, but I'm not going to just say, hey, go with Padres because everyone else is. And none is questioning the sexuality of Kyrgios, I think, in there. And when you have all that talent, right? And tennis, you can make some pretty good money, even if you're, it's not like the UFC where you got to get your brains beat in and have CTE. Tennis, they make some pretty good money, so Kyrgios can blow it on some blow and still come back and probably make more money in his career, I guess. But kind of an awkward incident there. I guess we'll find out more. Okay, let's move on from Kyrgios update. And Nine Legacy thinks it is I think it is Nine Legacy, but when you think of a guy like Kyrgios and the way he acts out there, right? It's a little bit off kilter. Okay. Hey, AJ Smith Shawver is back to shoving here today. He's back with the big club, and you wonder where he's been, right? It's not like he's been hurt or anything. I mean, we came back, of course, from a year-long injury stint, but since then he's been toiling in the minor leagues. But the Braves says, you know what? We are still 22 games over 500. It's time for us to start thinking about the postseason. We're not going to stress out our good pitchers. We'll keep them going, but we're going to go to a 6-man rotation here to make sure that we're rested and healthy for the postseason. So Smith Shawver is up here in the major leagues for the rest of the season anyway. I don't know if he'll make it to the postseason if he's just coming up right now to be a 6th pitcher, but I guess he's got a chance. Still, just one appearance this season in July against the Mets, and then they sent him down. So supposed to be kind of the future. Did pitch 4 1/3 innings in that game and gave up 4 hits and 2 runs, but really he's been pretty solid in the minor leagues after that. He really hasn't been pitching just a one start in the major leagues. That's the way it's been for Smith Shawver. The Twins offense hasn't been too great here of late, but at home they've done pretty well in this series. They've beaten the first 2 games, kind of got the Braves napping here. It feels like a little bit. So let's see what you have in this one. Like I said, the offense hasn't been great, but Taj Bradley's been pretty good. Yeah, he's got a 4 ERA, but a 9-5 record, 226 batting average against. Maybe some walks have been a problem. He had 3+ walks in 5 of his last 6 games and has allowed 2.8 runs per game in his last 5 starts overall. But last 3 games, a 1.93 whip here. Braves offense certainly been good, but right now they're having some trouble here with the Twins. And the Twins, they're fighting for that for those playoff spots there in the American League. We talked about all those teams. There are 7 teams in there right now in the American League race, if you will. Right? I mean, you look at the situation there in the American League. Like I said, you've got the Yankees and the Red Sox. They're in. But from there, you've got all these teams with 61, 60, or 59 wins. There's 7 teams battling for one spot here right now in the American League, and the Twins are one of them. They have a record here of 61 and 65, so but they're in it right now as well, and so is Baltimore, so is Toronto, so is Cleveland, so is Texas. Seattle's still trying to hang on, although they're starting to slide. They're going to need to pick it up here. So the Twins, hey, they've had the number here of the Braves here this weekend. Give me the Twins in this one. I got to take the Twinkies to maybe get a sweep here of the Braves today. Okay, let's see what the chat says here. Cash Kane says take Olsen to hit a home run, but here's Buxton in a home run also for Kane. Robert's on the Twins again. And Nunya says you got to get rid of that CTE. Smith Schauber will not go 5 innings. You're probably right about that. And Jokey likes when we talk about some of that other stuff. Acuna Ober here. I kind of look at it as if I don't want to jeopardize your guys' time, but I've worked hard to get a platform, so I like to say a few things that are important to me anyway. And hopefully you like the things that I find interesting, like the Little League World Series today. 9 legacy on the Braves run line. And by the way, there is betting at Bet Online in the World Series betting. I just want to say that right now. The lines are out for each game today. Of course, you can look at my videos out there too and handicap the games maybe. But you got got Nicaragua favored today over the Dominican Republic. Alabama, big $5 favorite over Washington. You got South Korea, they're minus 4 dimes against Canada. And New Jersey minus $1.75 against Massachusetts. So you got 2 solid games today there where and Alabama, Washington, not bad too. Washington's got an interesting team, but Alabama with the Rasmus family. Watch today if you want. They're at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific time with Alabama in the Little League World Series. And watch for Kinley Rasmus. I believe she will go down eventually here after this World Series, possibly as the best female player ever at the World Series. Of course, Monet Davis probably is the one you think about with female players. There have only been a few standouts over the years, but no female has ever hit a home run at the Little League World Series. Kinley Rasmus might just do it. She might do it today. So there's some other action. Acuna on the slip for Nunya. Ryan says the Twins. Maybe the Braves bats got to wake up here eventually. And the Braves can always, you never know, right? It was some kind of record, Nunya. They said it, and for some reason I wasn't paying attention. It is a record, the biggest blowout record or something to that effect there. And watching the cricket match here, so this guy might have blown out his Achilles right here, right now. Nunya's on the Brewers. Okay. Let's keep it moving here right now. And next up, it's the White Sox and the Cubs on getaway day in a day game here in Chicago. Oh man, this is good. What a great day. It would probably be out there. I wish I was out at Wrigley Field today for this one. Clay Holmes goes for the Cubbies. And for the White Sox here, Sean Newcomb is listed here as the starter. However, I believe he is an opener here, or maybe a little bit of a piggyback. He could go more than 1 inning here for Newcomb. It's going to be Urquidy Jose Urquidy would come in here possibly after Newcomb. I mean, this is only Newcomb's third start. He's made 46 appearances, so it's definitely just an opener here. And Jose Urquidy will be the pitcher eventually here in this one with the White Sox and the Cubs. Now, the Cubs have won 2 straight games here over the White Sox, so they're going for the sweep. $1.45, not totally comfortable, but the Cubs have won the first 2 here, 7-5 and 4-3. White Sox did win the earlier series at home against them, but the White Sox still kind of struggle on the road. So let's see what you have here. I probably would think we might get some runs in this game. Yes, Newcomb has low numbers, but he's only in there for an inning, okay? So let's see what you have, though, in this one with the White Sox and the Cubs, with Urquidy getting the bulk here. His most recent appearance was 3.2 innings and 3 earned runs against the Tigers. Does have pretty bad numbers here for Urquidy so far. 8.1 ERA and a 2.2 WHIP, but still Chicago White Sox, I guess, got to specify with this one. Good bullpen ERA, so we'll see. It probably won't be Urquidy all the way. You're going to have Grant Taylor possibly in there. Probably get Brazoban in there as well. Now, Hudson started yesterday, but I guess that it was a bullpen game, right? And I think he could even get an inning in there. So Taylor might be the guy here who we get for a couple of innings, and he's been pretty good, 2.11 ERA, and he's striking out everybody in sight. So Cubs are back to their offensive ways, though, here right now, and this might be a pretty favorable spot. Just feels like I don't want to lay $1.45 necessarily on the show. They've done a nice job, but the games have been close, and the White Sox are playing, pretty well. So maybe it'll be a higher scoring game here in this one with the Cubs and the White Sox. Let me go to the chat and see what they say here, because the White Sox are 37-27 to the over on the road this season, and 56-39 to the over as a dog here. So it feels like it might be some runs in this one. White Sox money line for 9 legacy. Trevor likes the Chicago Cubs on the money line. Robert here is going with an under, though, in this one. All right, but I'm going to take over here in the first 5 in this one with the White Sox and the Cubs. Try to see if I can't get that one home at, I think, 4 runs here. Give me the over in the first 5 with the White Sox and the Cubs here on Wednesday. Okay, next up. Oh, I got a few more here. I'm sorry. Ryan Muller goes with the over. Trevor is on the Cubs, and Mr. Moore is on the over here in this one. And I'm going to take over and think in the first 5 as my play in this one. The total in the game is 8 under 15, but I'm going to go over 4.5 at minus 105. Give me the over 4.5 in the first 5 in that one. All right, next up here, we've got the Diamondbacks on the road taking on the Red Sox. And here's our man, Brandon Pfaadt. You got to wonder what the Diamondbacks were doing. I just thought, look, you sent Brandon Pfaadt out there with his 6 ERA for 2 consecutive seasons and just said, just get out there and pitch, and then we'll, by the time we get to 2026, he'll be a good pitcher, and our all of our work with him will have paid off. Well, here he is right now. Brandon Pfaadt, they finally get the guts to put him into the rotation here after he'd been toiling in the bullpen this season. He's got 12 starts and 22 appearances, with a 3.11 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, but he's 7-1 and the Diamondbacks are 10-2 with Bott on the mound. So not only that, he has been absolutely the best pitcher in baseball, but you could make an argument that over the last 4 starts, he is the best pitcher in baseball. He has shut out his opponent in 4 straight games during his stint. Doesn't go all the way in those, but did one of them very deep, and then averaging just .9 earned runs over his last 10 games and going 6 or more innings in 5 straight games. Over his last 3 games, he has a 0.00 ERA, a .58 whip, and a 132 batting average. He's unconscious here. So, Fat's going to pitch pretty well. Now, Peyton Toll, he's been awesome too. 2.97 ERA, 106 whip, 28% K rate. You've got 2 very, very solid pitchers here, probably going to deal and maybe even deal deep here. I don't know. The Boston's won the first 2, so I think if you looked at which starting pitcher or how good Fott is, he might actually be a little bit better. Let me just take the under in this game. What are we doing messing around here? Just go with the under. These guys are hot. Maybe first 5 because they're that strong here right now. Toll had 14 strikeouts against the A's just 2 games ago, and he threw an 8-inning shutout with 2 hits allowed in his most recent start against the Blue Jays. Over his last 3 games, he's got a 1.35 ERA and a .85 whip. So he's been really strong here for sure. So let's see what you have in the chat. But man, this is a pitching matchup of the day here, really. Diamondbacks for 9 legacy. And under first 5 for Ryan Muller. Okay, it's a good game, man, I promise you. With the way these guys are going, D-backs could sneak one out. I want to take them, but I've already lost the first 2 days with them, and even that makes it kind of tough. Okay, here we go. Next up, you've got the Marlins here, and they're taking on the Phillies. And another interesting matchup here. Now, Nola has not looked that good, but you know what? With this inconsistent Marlins offense, the Phillies are hot coming in here. All of a sudden, the bats are heating up again, but you're going up against Sandy. Sandy's been really solid here of late. I would think we're going to see some pretty good pitching here, actually, in this game. I'm going to go under in the first 5 in this one. I can tell you already between the Marlins and the Phillies here. I'm going to go first 5 under at 4.5 runs. I'll cover them a little bit here, but I already know I'm committed to this play. Sandy continues to be very, very efficient. He's allowed just 1 run over his last 4 starts, going 6 or more innings in all 4 games and 7 or more innings in 3 of those games. He shut out the Phillies back on July 28th for 7 innings before leaving the game. So, on the road, Sandy has a 4.08 ERA. Now, the Phillies' offense are a lot better than that first time they faced Sandy here. They've been pretty consistent. 6 hits, 2.7 runs in their last 10 starts against right-handed starting pitching. And the offense has had a good run here during this winning streak as well. Nola has had some issues with hard contact, but the Marlins offense is going the wrong direction right now. They're kind of in the bottom half or lower at this point. So I'm going to go under in the first 5 here in this one. And in the chat it says Ryan Muller is going to go under in the first 5 again. Bobby Mack says he'll take the Marlins, though, on the money line here in the first 5. Next up, hey, you have the Yankees here on the road taking on the Orioles. Coming into this series, the Orioles were actually on a little bit of a winning streak, and the Yankees were on a losing streak. But we put them up against the Orioles, and the Yankees become world beaters already. Now, to be fair, um, Orioles did win that last series back in May at home, 2-1. But the Yankees won yesterday, 3-1. You have Will Warren here going up against Chris Bassett here. Bassett's not going to scare anybody, I don't think, at this point. 5.1 ERA and a 4-4 record. Warren's numbers aren't that great either. 1.4 WHIP, 319 BABIP, and he's 15-8 to the over here. So I think I'm going to go over in this one with the Yankees and the Orioles here. Yankees have won these, they're won 2 straight here right now, and I don't know, against the Orioles. Now, look, the Yankees have gone under in 7 of their last 10, but the Orioles are 37-28 to the over as an underdog, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this one with the Yankees and the Orioles today. Give me the over here on the Morning Steam Show with Warren and Bassett. Okay, and we've got here a Nerfy for Mr. Moore. And Terrell says Marlins team total over. Underrated Marlins. 9 legacies on the Marlins money line and Baltimore money line. And Ryan Muller likes the over in this one. I do too. Let's go over. All right, next up, well, we've got the Cardinals now going up against the Reds and Chase Burns. Oh, man, Burnsy, 14-2 record here, 2.47 ERA. Oh, man, he's $1.45. The Reds are still hanging in there, but they're 6 games under. Meanwhile, the Cardinals playing extremely well right here. Liberatore, though, 5.06 ERA. So you have the Reds with the solid pitching in this game, but the Cardinals are the better team of right now this season and of late as well. That might be the equalizer, actually, here. And Burns has been good. There's no doubt about it. He's probably going to deal again here. Can the Reds get runs off the Cardinals? They should be able to, but can they get the runs to back laying $1.45 in this one when this Reds offense has basically scored in their last 3 games 0 or 1 run? They did beat the Cardinals 6-5. This is a 4-game series here. So let's see what you think. The Reds are 25-13 to the over as a favorite, but Cardinals as a road dog, this is usually where they go under, and I would imagine that's the way more likely it's going to go today. So, man, that price on the Cardinals, it's kind of hard to pass up even against Burns. But, oh, man, Burns has just been – when you're 14-2, that speaks volumes. I better go to the chat here, I think, in this one first, in this matchup, because Liberatore struggled this season for sure. He's been solid in his recent games, but still giving up 5 runs and 16 in the 3rd innings in the last 3 starts. And the Reds haven't been good of late. The offense is really, really bad here right now. So maybe under is the way to go in this one. I'm going to go with the under here, actually, in the Cardinals and the Reds game. Give me the under in this one. And more so leaning that the Cardinals here will, they might have some trouble, but the Reds offense has been bad. Maybe Liberatore will be a little bit better here in this one. Okay, the chat's coming through here. We've got whatever happened to Greg. You know what? I made Greg mad. And nice to have you, though, my money overflowing. And I don't know if we've met, but do you have James Goldstein as your avatar? That's incredible, my money overflowing. Look at Jimmy Goldstein down there as my money overflowing's avatar. I mean, that is something else, man. I guess James Goldstein couldn't quite afford to buy the Lakers, but he would have been an interesting owner, huh? Maybe he could finance. I mean, he financed his home, or he basically is living off of his home and um, everything that goes around with it. Ryan here is on the under, and Mr. Moore is on the under as well. And Nine Legacy says Cardinals money line. Mr. Westers is here this morning. He likes the Reds in this one with Chase Burns. Johnny Walker's here this morning. He's got Cincinnati and St. Louis under in the first 5, and Robert likes the Reds first 5 here with Burns. And maybe that's the way to go. Oh, you got it right there. Good call. Next up, we've got the Blue Jays taking on the Rays here with Max Scherzer going for the Blue Jays here. What can you say about Max? All of a sudden, he's looking like the real Max, the old Max here. Really hot of late, but he is going up against Rasmussen, who's just been strong altogether. Now, Scherzer just has 1 win this season. I can't tell you he's got great numbers. We know he doesn't. 6.59 ERA, 1.46 whip. But the BABIP is reasonable. And not only that, you got Rasmussen here, 2.78 ERA, 9.91 whip, 200 batting average against Rasmussen. Really strong numbers here so far. So these guys, Scherzer's been good. If he keeps it up against this inconsistent, I don't want to say inconsistent, Tampa Bay has been smashing success. We know that. But they have been struggling here of late. Toronto's won 3 of 4. It's Tampa that's lost 4 of 5. So I think I'm going to take under in this one with Toronto and Tampa Bay. Give me the under here at 7.5 runs. Okay, and here we go. We've got Ryan says go under in the first 5 again. Stop Geo is here. He's got a Nerfy in this one. And Mr. Westwood says, not at this number, you don't. And Robert here's going with me on the under. Nine Legacy says, Blue Jays, they're hotter. Take the Blue Jays, they're hotter. Next up, you've got the Giants here taking on Cleveland. Now, for the Giants here, Matt Wilkinson, he is the starter, but Adrian Hauser is the bulk reliever. Hauser, 4.28 ERA, 1.32 whip, 261 batting average against. For Hauser, 24 appearances, 15 starts, but I think I expect Wilkinson to be the opener here in this one. So, look, going up against Parker Messick, and the way that the Giants are going right now, look, the Guardians are not doing that great. They're just 61 and 65, but Parker Messick is the man. And Cleveland was able to get the win yesterday to open this series. The Giants have lost 2 straight. They lost the series to Colorado at home, so things are not going well. I think I'm willing to lay the run line here with the Guardians in this one. Yeah, no one wants to lay $1.85 necessarily, but especially with a team that is still, a little bit under 500. But the Giants have been pretty bad here. Let me lay the run line here with Cleveland in this one. I'll take them at -1.5 at even money or so on the morning Steam show. All right, let's see what the chat says here. Guardians for Mr. Weskers. He'll do it on the run line. So will Ryan. So look, sometimes you got to try one here. And even if, the Dodgers can't cover the run, the Dodgers can't seem to cover the run line, but maybe the Guardians can. Let's take them here in this one. All right, and Bobby Mac's going to do it too. So it's almost a consensus in there. So is Nine Legacy. I think it's officially a consensus now. And Stop Geo says the Rays, though, they win on the road and they lose at home right now. Do the Rays? How about that? Robert says maybe this one does go over with Scherzer and Rasmussen. Yeah, Scherzer, I would think here against the Rays, if he's going to kind of go back to what we saw earlier on, maybe there's a chance of that. But he definitely has been solid here of late, so much so that I don't know if anybody, kind of saw that coming necessarily as far as the Max getting back to things there like that after he had been so bad there for a while. Okay. Next up here, we've got the A's taking on the Royals, and the Royals got the win there yesterday. The walk off 4-3. They've won three straight, and now you're playing the A's here. Even this seems like a kind of a you don't want to be laying $1.40 necessarily with the Royals, but Springs has been the worst pitcher in all of baseball, I think. If you look at the overall stats, I mean, Springs has given up 28 home runs this season. I tell you what, he doesn't have 28 starts. Now, let me see here. There was talk about Gage Jump here in this game, but yeah, because I don't think the A's are fully committed to their starter here just yet, and it could be a piggyback situation because Springs has been so bad. He's 3-11 this season, so look, you don't want to necessarily think that you can just go in and go on the Royals here. And $1.45, it's a little bit shaky here, but I'm gonna take the Royals here. I'll lay a little bit of chalk here in this one because you don't want to lay any run lines with some shaky team like these guys, but I'm going to take the Royals here in this one. Oh, okay. Robert said go over in the Guardians game. Terrell says Rays and Jays 4-3, 3-2, something in there. Ryan Muller's on the Royals. Mr. Weskers is on the Royals here. And Mr. Weskers says he doesn't want Gage Jump to come in. He wants to face Springs. And Robert's on the over here. And Gio says the A's have lost 11 night games in a row after playing a day game after playing the previous day. So night games on a back-to-back. Most baseball games are back-to-backs, by the way. 9 Legacy on the Athletics on the money line. I don't know why they'd be only bad at night games. They need some day games, maybe. Well, hey, they have a night game here. All right. Next up, the Mariners are on the road taking on the Brewers. And you've got Logan Gilbert here. Man, this is a surprisingly good pitching matchup as well. Gilbert 3.28 ERA, a 9-7 record. Dustin May, he's looked good since coming to the Brewers. Man, all you got to do is put that Brewers uniform on, and you're good to go. And he's down to $1.25. This seems pretty promising for the Brewers. They've outscored the Mariners 22-0 in the last one game. I'm not saying we just do it because of that, but the Brewers have won 3 straight. The Mariners won a few games there in that last series against Houston, won the series, but the Brewers here, they beat the Dodgers 3 out of 4. Now they're beating up on the Mariners here with a record-setting performance. Yeah, I think I'll take the Brewers at $1.25. You're only Gilbert still gets a little bit of bump here because of his numbers are okay, 3.28 ERA here, so that's the only reason why they'd be this low. They are 15-9 with Gilbert on the mound. He's got 211 batting average against, so his metrics, his peripheral numbers are better than Dustin May's, but May has been good so far. May's been good in August. Gilbert has given up 5 earned runs in his last 3 starts. For May here, he's been up and down, but last 3 games just a 1.5 ERA right now, and we'll see with the Mariners. Man, the Mariners on the road, they've been pretty dismal. Really, it's been what's cost them here this season. But right now, also the Mariners are 8-16. Straight up as an underdog. Now, I get it, but That 333, that doesn't stack up, especially here when you're basically plus $1.10. I think I got to take the Brewers in this one. Got lots of comments with this one. Oh, it's the All-Star Super Chats is what it is. All right. You like to see that. Thank you. Oh, Brewers for Ryan. I'm enamored with these with West up here. Look what he's got there. How do I do? Okay, Robert here said, but I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT. I don't even know what that is. I know I've seen it now in a few. Am I gonna get some jewelry here or what? Tie West up. Uh, Mr. Weskers has the Brewers, but I just love it. It's all in blue. And Mr. Wester says, I should take the Mariners here. I can't do it. I got to go with the Brewers out the 22-0 victory. All right. Stop Geo says, FanDuel up 2 runs early is a cash out. Cash Kane has the Mariners. And Terrell says, take the Brewers team total under. After I think Terrell's subscribing to the team scores 22 runs, you take them under the next day, no matter what. Okay, we're going to keep it moving now. Yeah, well, Mr. Weskers, I am definitely a hitter that goes the other way almost 100% of the time. I only pull the ball when I need to, but I could shoot it anywhere I want. I could almost aim the ball to right field wherever I want. Now I'm talking slow pitch softball, but I was a guy that, you don't look like you'd put me leading off, but you do. You put me leading off in your slow pitch lineup because I will get on base every time. The only problem I have is I'm not real powerful, and teams that do scout me move their right fielder up. So I actually have to run very fast to first base when I hit it to right field because they're right there ready to try to gun me out. And people always said, look at Ramon out there. He wears a helmet for slow pitch. What a goofball, right? What an attention whore. Why would someone wear a helmet? Because people are trying to throw me out from right field. That's why I wear a helmet on the softball field. I wear a helmet and jeans on the softball field. It's a sight to behold. I'm retired, but Cash Kane here says Mariners first 5 money line. And then they say, why do you wear jeans out on the softball field? Because I like to slide. I'm not a dirty player. I just think sliding is fun, and I like to do pop-up slides. I slide like Trey Turner. Man, I'm a smooth slider. It's safer for everybody to slide. So many people go crashing into people, and then they laugh at the guy who slides in his jeans. And I'd take the old jeans and I'd use them to patch up the knees on the new jeans. Of course, it wouldn't really slide in co-ed. You just jog and stuff. But when you're playing other men's teams. Okay, next up, you've got the Nationals here taking on the Rangers with Mr. Smooth, Cade Cavalli. Man, he was good last time out. And for Texas here, Kamar Rocker. Now, you do have here a Washington team that has lost 4 straight, but Cade Cavalli has been sharp. And he has a 1.24 whip, 248 batting average against, 10-5 record for Cavalli. For the Rangers here, they have won 2 of 3. Rocker, 4.5 ERA, but a 4-9 record. I mean, almost the opposite record of a guy like Cavalli. But the Rangers at home, they are 33-27. I don't think I want them here. I'd probably prefer the Nationals, but let's see what you have in this one with the Nats and the Rangers here today. We're running out of games here. But let's see what you got here. I am going to take the I'm going to take the Nationals in the first 5 is what I'm going to do. Give me the Nats here, first 5 in this one. That's the way to go for me with Cavalli. I like Cavalli over Rocker. We don't know. In the bullpen, anything can happen, I guess. But I'm going to take the Nats here. First 5 in this one at plus a half at minus 135. A little bit of a stiff price, but I'm going to do it. Give me the first 5 here with the Nationals. Nats first 5 for Robert. Wood to hit a home run here for Cash Kane. Is that what he's got in this one? Okay. Is he off the injured list today? Is that the news? Is that what's going on? Is today the day he gets off the injured list? I didn't. Let me look at this up now. This has me intrigued. I did not realize. I mean, he's been eligible for a few days, right? Okay, I don't see it yet, but all I see was so all I see when I chose James Wood is uh, uh, Trevor Williams reached his 10-year service, so he gets a union bonus, and he gifted each of his teammates their favorite album. Cade Cavalli, he took Morgan Wallen. Jack Urban went with Jack Johnson. C.J. Abrams went with Little Baby. And James Wood took The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which was, I believe, won the Grammy for Best Album. But, okay, I wasn't sure that that Wood is coming back, but maybe he is. Rangers to keep it going. 9 Legacy says Mariners money line, Rangers money line. And Flea Mathis is here. Good to see the Orb, the Great in there. Hello to Orb. And Stop Geo says Nats have lost 11 of 12 on the road. Yeah, they've been struggling for sure. And let's see here. Terrell talks about players sliding into first. Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do. There are some players that, they can get that little bit of an advantage there if they are truly sliding into first, really like, starting, early on, if you know what I mean, right? Not doing it too late, not knowing what you're doing. Flea wants me to be on the well. Yeah, that was really a bummer getting kicked off that. But you look, I saw Nick on there doing a great job. So, Mr. Weskers, yeah, I don't know. I still do UFC my picks every week. I've got my UFC picks here every time. Still going in the UFC for sure. Okay, let's keep it moving here right now and stay in the American League West with the Angels. I mean, right? How bad can it be? How embarrassing we don't get kicked off of a live stream on a YouTube channel. I mean, it was really the low point of my life, probably. Angels here taking on the Astros, and the Astros have lost 3 straight. The Angels have Walbert You're going in this one, but look at this. It's Pecco, Pecco Park. All right, let's try to find out about Pecco here. Who's got the lowdown on Pecco? Ethan Pecco is his name. He's making his major league debut. He is the Astros' ninth-ranked prospect, making his first start. He's the 17th Astro to make a start this season. He's 4-6 in the minors this season with a 4.57 ERA, 20 games in the minors, 86 strikeouts, 28 walks here. So, Walbert Urania, I mean, this guy, eventually you just have to say maybe he is good. Maybe it's not a fluke, right? We've talked about him like this the whole time. He continues to, and not only that, I mean, he kind of comes through in some of the games and, helps them win when they're an underdog. Urania's been good. Really been a bright spot here for this crappy Angels team. 4 earned runs in his last 3 starts only here, and I kind of like the. Might want to take the Angels in this one at this price anyway. I think I will. Give me the Angels here. Enough said. I'll take them. I'll take them here against Petco. Petco Park. Okay. Let's see here. Petco. Petco, right? All right, 100 on Pecco. Give me Pecco. 100 on Pecco over here. And let's see here. I think that's it from you guys. Oh, here we go. Robert is on the over in this one. Yeah, maybe that's a great call there. Urania's been good, but once he's out of there, the Astros might be coming back with all those hitters, man. How about Jordan? What a year. One more here. It's the Dodgers and Roki Sasaki. What can you say? I mean, Sasaki mows these guys down, but then he walks a bunch of guys. And when you're going up against the Rockies here, they keep coming back and finding a way to get the run line, don't they? You can't trust the Dodgers to cover a run line here right now. I don't even know if I'm going to break it down. I might just be on the Rockies run line with Kyle Freeland, believe it or not. Now, look, Sasaki actually, if he could cut out these walks, he'd be one of the best pitchers in the game. He's still pretty good, but the Dodgers have not played well. It's still obvious here the last 5 weeks. Even when they win, they're barely getting there. I will say this, they've covered a couple of run lines here in the last 2 games, or in the last 4 games. But still, they are 51-70 as a run line favorite. Colorado is 64-57 as a run line underdog. I've got to take the Rockies here, plus a run and a half. I mean, you're getting pretty much a minus $1.05 or so in this one. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Rockies here. Actually, a little plus right now. Plus 1.5 at plus 110. I'm going to do it. Give me the Rockies run line again. Okay. Here we go with Mr. Wester's a little bit hesitant about it, for sure. I mean, the Dodgers can't really do much right now. I mean, they're barely winning the games that they do win. So, okay, that's it for baseball. Let's go to the WNBA. Just 2 games to look at here, and then the show is over. Have a great sports betting day. We've got, things are heating back up here in the soccer world tonight. I'm going to have a UFC card. We've got Champions League here going on again today. One in La Liga as well. Okay. Oh, maybe Terrell went over in that last game, I think. All right, here we go with the tempo and the Mystics here in this one. And we've got the Mystics here. They're favored by 10 here. And, I'm going to take, they're favored by 11 now. Toronto's on the back-to-back. So, I'm going to lay it here with the Mystics. Toronto's on a massive losing streak. And they've either lost 12 in a row, I think, right now, Washington has one of the best defensive teams in the league. Now, Toronto is actually covering some spreads here of late. They've covered three in a row. Washington here did just beat LA at home by 10 points, but I don't know, with Toronto on the back-to-back here, maybe I'm going to take Toronto. I'm going to take Washington here in this one at -10. Washington has covered 8 of their last 10 games overall. They're 12-6 against the spread at home. Now, to be fair, Toronto is a pretty good road dog. They're 11-5 ATS on the road, and Washington is just 5-7 as a favorite this season. But I'm going to go with Washington here in a blowout. Okay, Mr. Western. Mr. Western, that's because they just leave ESPN on. They don't know they're putting Little League on. Okay, here's Robert. He likes the over in this one. I can't wait for those games today. I can't wait. 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific. Don't forget, check out my videos on YouTube of the Little League World Series previews. Man, I can't believe it. Now, I'm really honored when you guys are watching the show here, and I've got a couple of dozen of you. And, even when the show's over, sometimes I get a couple hundred views on the shows, on this show, on that show, on some other appearances. And it's really cool. And, it feeds my huge ego that I've got a couple of dozen people watching me. But I made those Little League videos, and I don't know, I kind of did it because I like my team that I follow from Southern California, and I was like, well, I love covering it, and I've always covered Little League playoffs in one form or another as a journalist. I've been to San Bernardino many times to cover regional games there when my team has made it from my area. Hasn't been that often, but I've been up there a few times, and I've always been enamored with it. I think it is a magical experience for those teams that do make it all the way. And as I was contemplating it, and I made these videos for the Southern California and Northern California region, I'm not some, me. I mean, I'm not some guy that comes in there at the last minute and says, let me make a preview like you see on Action Network, and all these previews are out there today. I was making previews 3 tournaments ago, like not the regionals. I was making it when they were playing a Southern California and a Northern California regional here in the postseason. So, I got like 15 videos out there of this season's Little League highlighting the players and everything. And so, like I said, I like getting all these views, but those views, I've gotten over 20,000 views on all those videos put together. I was flabbergasted by that. And it makes me wonder, but you know what? The Little League's only not even a month long as far as the All-Stars playoffs. So, but I never really made any videos that are, and that's not even really qualify for viral or anything. But for me, I don't know if I've made any videos that have gotten that much traction. And I make a lot of videos, especially local videos with football, high school football, and things like that. But I just decided to make these, and I made them pretty cool too with those cards. Anyway, let me go to the last game here. Enough about me. But the one thing I will say, this has been very interesting about making the Little League videos. This is another thing. I've never had such tremendous response. People sending me direct emails. Let me just say, how cocky I am, but I've received nearly, not quite a dozen. I'd say it's probably 8 or 9 emails from people around the country, around the world. I've had 2 people internationally send me, just good job. I really like Little, people like this shit. And, I never get somebody saying, no, granted, okay, you go on the comments, maybe there, but these people sought out my like personal email, which, you can get and everything, and would send like a detail that like they're passionate about this stuff and said basically that I did a really good job and that, and this is true. I'll say it about myself, no one really made any videos like this. There are a few out there now because of the nature of this tournament. Now that they're the finals, but people would say the detail that I put into it, and like I said, uh, this isn't just some random stuff here that I'm doing with these. With these, I did research all these players totally. I mean, the one thing about it is with the Little League World Series and the way that the teams are, you can go to these. Well, there's one app in. Let me see if I got it here. Yeah, here it is. So you can go to like this app. There's the Game Changer app, and all I did was you go to the app, and then you'll have the team. You can go to the individual games, and like here's the box score of like every little league game that the team has played throughout the whole tournament, and it's got their stats and everything. And then when you look it up, I mean, this is not some secret thing. I'm not saying like that, but when you look up the teams and everything in there, not only do you have all the things, but like all the team stats are right in there too. So you're able to see like what little kid is hitting 833, and I thought that was a great way to do it. To look at the stats and to highlight those best players, and people noticed that and sent almost like congratulations, even from some of the biggest. I'll tell you, the one sports book that does offer the Little League odds, they sent me. I'm talking about BOL. They sent me an email telling me what a great job I did on that, and that they really enjoyed watching it. And the BO, what Bet Online guys said? You did a great job, Ramon, and really detailed, great work. Uh, they said, wish we could sponsor you, but we can't do online betting, but we would have bought those videos and slapped our logo on it, but you just can't do that on YouTube. But they also um, basically said, we disagree with your ranking. We disagree, and that's evident in their odds. I'll say this one more thing here about the Little League tournament here. The one team that I had, obviously underrated because everyone else has this team highly rated and I didn't. I had them fifth. But Nicaragua is the hot climber. Now, I did say on my video, I said they look like the team that could break into the top group here and be an impactful team. But a lot of the books, or Bet Online, and a lot of the experts here have Nicaragua weighted very, very high in the international pool. Many of them behind. They've got it South Korea and Nicaragua. I've got it South Korea, Japan, and Mexico, and then Curacao and Nicaragua. But a lot of them like Nicaragua in there. Okay, here's the tempo. We're talking the second game here with the tempo and the Valkyries. And Mr. Westwood, I went back and I took off all the Little League logoing so they wouldn't get all mad. All right, Valkyries here and the Lynx in that big game today. And I think for me here in this one, you got the Minnesota here on the road favored in this one. Now, look, we know we've seen massive unders here so far, man. Every game's going under here. And you got a Valkyries team here. I got to go under in the first half here in this one with Minnesota and Golden State. A game finally went over, but I'm going to take the under in the first half in this one between Minnesota and Golden State at 84.5. I think that's what it is. All right, the show's over. Thank you, everybody. I had a very, very enjoyable time. Catch you next time here on the Morning Steam. We'll have a couple of football games to go over tomorrow, even though it's not a lot of games. We'll be up for it. Just 2 games tomorrow in the NFL preseason. So, all right, that's going to do it. I just was checking out to make sure I gave out the right first half line here in this one. What did I say? 84.5. It's 85 actually. So I get another half a point there. Put that bet in here right now over at the Big B. Okay. Thanks everybody. Have a great day. Terrell says Golden State, Minnesota's in a look-ahead spot. Say pace watch. I think Terrell, he says Golden State, Minnesota's in a look-ahead spot because they're facing what? I think they should be focused on. I think Terrell, if they're looking ahead to Washington, I think they've got the priorities mixed up. This should be the important game right here. These are the number 1 and number 2 teams in the league right now. So don't be looking ahead to Washington when you've got Golden State right in your face right there. All right. Robert here, great show there. Robert, thank you for everything. And also Twisted here, Twins money line, Marlins money line, Orioles money line, Brewers money line, Nats money line, Angels money line. Good to see Twisted in there today. All right, that's gonna do it. Thanks a lot, everybody, for a great show. Make sure let me do the drawing. I forget every day, so let me do it today. I remembered. Let me bring it up here. That'll give us 1 more minute together. You better go watch those videos. I worked very hard on them. And now that, whoops, oh shoot. And now that you can bet now that the lines are up at Bet Online, you got to get over there and use my picks, okay? Here we go. Who's going to win 1 month worth of picks? Hey, if you do win this drawing, just go to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code. It's Terrell. It's Terrell. Of course it is. And use Terrell could get the free. Terrell doesn't need the free picks, but if he did, he'd use the promo code winner. Thanks, Terrell, for everything every day. All right, that's going to do it. That's going to do it here for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes